Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to the episode of Let's Build a City, episode 201. If you missed last episode, do go back and watch it. There's a really cool time lapse that I made in it. That took a little while to do, but is mesmerizing to me, at least, to watch. It was just a really fun episode. We got chatting about all the kinds of stuff that we're doing in the future, and it was sort of a catch-up episode and a thought episode. Today, I want to do another row of shops, and I saw this idea on Planet Minecraft, and I thought, I like that. I know where that can go. So this is like a residential area, but whenever you've got a residential area, you always need a little commercial area nearby for shops and groceries and all that kind of stuff. Now, on this side, we've got these sort of taller buildings, these taller shops, going down what will hopefully go down all the way to the corner there, and maybe even around the corner. That would be amazing to have like that sort of height or that sort of range of height all the way around. But then on the inside, we haven't got anything, and I want rows of shops on this side as well. Now, we left these back sides blank because we thought, if you know the buildings are going to touch onto it, what's the point of putting windows in if there's also going to be shops on the other side? But I've seen this image that the buildings are a lot shorter. They're all approximately the same height, but sort of half the height. But they look really cool. There's a really cool way that they've done the signs, which is what's drawn me to the picture first. What we'll do is we can wrap this around and hopefully have it around the corner like that. And in the middle here, we'll have like a split in one of the buildings that has like a little archway that you can sort of turn in and drive through, and you get to like the private area in the middle for like the workers to park in or something like that. You always get them sort of private little car parks. So let's turn the shaders off because I'm getting some weird glitches in the grass, and it was driving me nuts. And we're going to give this a go. So they're really easy building to do because they're just square. Well, even those ones are really easy to build because they're just square. But these are super easy. Okay, so let's just say for the first one, let's go with brick. Okay, and what we're going to do is you want to alternate or slightly differentiate how far each building is out. So to begin with, let's put him here, okay, at this height or this sort of depth in away from the path right here. And for the width, we're going to put, well, you can either go with one block on like the side and then go into the window or the door, or two. That's the sort of variation that we can have. For this one, we'll do two, and then you can put in your doors and your windows where you want. So let's say the door goes there on this one, and you know what, we might do the windows all the way down to the floor as well, which means we're gonna want to have some sort of base for them to go on. Otherwise you're gonna see grass, aren't you? Let's use a color that we can use on all of the buildings, like a universal one. We'll use a cyan clay. It'll look fine sort of when you look through it. And then we'll have the edge here. Our doors in this world are 3 blocks tall, so we leave a 3-block tall part like that. We can grab ourselves glass. We'll use white stained glass, I think, like that. I hate placing glass. It's the worst thing for me to do. We can put them along the top. Yeah, maybe along the top. Door. I have a nice glass door. Like that. Although it doesn't line up perfectly, sure, because it's Minecraft and panes don't join up. I think it joins up close enough for us not to really be that concerned. I think I preferred it on the front. Like, I'm not really that worried about that. Or you can leave it open if you are sort of concerned on how that looks. We don't even have to have those there. Really simple design, right? Do we want to extend it any further than that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm bang on. Of course I would be. It's me. So then what we're going to do is leave 3 blocks in the middle, and this is where your sign's going to be. Now this is where, like, the cool feed. This is basically the only reason why I'm building these buildings. Okay, we'll go with cyan with this one. This is basically the only reason why I'm doing these sort of rows of shops, right? Is for this side. Now it might take a second or two to grow on you, what we're going to do is we put the sign on there, and then we get some slabs. For example, we can use white. And you just do a little scribble. And it looks a little bit like text. And with just one building, you might think, AJ, you've lost your mind. What is that? I might set that back, in fact. I might set that back. But when you've got a load of buildings going down the side with that all on the front of different colours, suddenly it really looks cool. Like I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it looked cool myself. You guys might not like it. We don't agree on everything, me and you, but I like it. I'm going to set this back. I'm already going to start adding my own flair on some of these. Doesn't have to be like you just make it up. This is like completely made up text, like that. I want something to look. Yeah, see, something like that. I think I need to go up like that or something. Yeah, that'll work fine. Okay, so there's that, and I like it set back, I think, a little bit as well. So let's now grab ourselves a wand. And how far back do you want to go? Do I want to have like an alleyway through the middle there? Now that would be cool. Set brick. Yeah, that would be really cool to have, like, we've got an alleyway coming up here. And if we had one going through the middle, like, you know, like on Spider-Man when there's always like trouble going down in the alleyway and Spider-Man drops down from one of the ladders and stuff. Have some like bins for the homeless, that, you know, not for the homeless, bins that the homeless has sort of made into like little fires and stuff down here. That would be really smart to have. I think I've got one of those, haven't I? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I remember seeing something like that at least. Okay, and then we can just slab the top, and we can use a range of different slabs for this. We've got a load of different slab colours, look, and each one could be on a different side and a different roof type. And I think we've got a pretty good depth for the building as well. These are like little, I don't know what you like little small shops. Comic book shops in The Simpsons would be about that size, you know, that kind of thing. A little bookstore, you know, nothing too complicated, nothing too big, but like they're like the local favourites. I got one in the city that I live near, Norwich. There's a store about the same size of this, and I've never seen anybody go in it. Nobody. Whenever I walk past it, I always look to go, you know, just to see if anyone's in there. There's always someone in there, like, working there. Or not working, they're just basically sitting behind a desk. But guess what they do, right? Guess what they do? Keep in mind, right, it's 2018 now, right? They will, for a small charge, for only a small charge, change your DVDs, no, change your VHS, your videos, to DVDs. It still makes me laugh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It still makes me laugh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That in this day, in 2018, it's been open for years. I don't know how they survive. Surely there isn't many people left in the world that have videos that they want to make into DVDs. I mean, DVDs are now sort of basically useless technology. You know, sure, I've got a load of videos left, VHSs. I'm sure you guys probably do laying about as well. But I certainly don't have any that I want to change to DVD. They were done years, that like 10 years ago. Like when DVDs first came out, we all changed and converted the mover onto DVDs. Why they would... I'm going to add another one on so the roof's a different height. Why people would think that now... I just find it funny. Maybe you guys don't find it as funny as I do. 159. Maybe it's just a funny story for me and not you guys, but I find it absolutely hilarious that that company's still open. Like hats off to them. If they're surviving and if they're making enough money, then they deserve to still be open. But it's not. It's a dingy looking building with like some really old clip. You know, like on the old Microsoft Word. I doubt some of you might not even remember it. But like on Microsoft Word and stuff, you could like add like really terrible pictures, and add them to your artwork. It'd be like of a bumblebee or like a guy holding a clipboard and stuff like that. Like they were awful images. It's like that is their logo and stuff, and it just doesn't work. It's not updated enough. Really, really not updated enough. Is that the same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks smaller with a window than that one. See how the text is starting to look sort of different on each one? Just want to sort of extend that out a little bit. Yeah, it's starting to look more and more like little bits of writing on there. Okay, we want slabs on. Oops. On there like that. I'm going to have to drop the ground down here. Otherwise you're not going to be able... Oh no, you should be able to still get into it. But it'll look weird having like these slabs going up to the window like that. Does it look weird enough for me to want to change it? Actually, probably not. I'm actually quite happy with the little drop down to the window there. And you can still get through the door and stuff if you never put the slabs there, look. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Have that like that. Yeah, perfect. So what we need to do now is just add different blocks, different coloured buildings, at different sort of points out. Like this one will be back here, and then the next building will be out here, and then the next one will be back there. So you sort of end up with this sort of staggering pattern. Now what do we want for the next build to be out of sandstone? Let's make it out of sandstone. So we have this one here. Have it down a block. Just sort of differentiate height between the two. We can either have one block again or 2 blocks. Let's keep it with another 1 block one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's best to keep this sort of same distance or same length between each building as well. Just to me, it just makes sense. Clay. What block goes with that? We'll go with a red one. Why not? What we could do, in fact, this isn't a bad building to do it on. Oops. Is if we go with green. Did I do the roof on that in the end? I didn't. I got an idea though. It's a cheap idea. It's a cheap way round to do it. But if we done that and we go with white slabs. Okay. Just hold your horses and then slab. I'm going to change the sandstone up to a different block. We're going to use this because it's the closest to yellow that what we've got. Let's change this back to brick. This could work. In fact, I might want to get a little reference image up first. But I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm building a mini subway. Because like McDonald's, but Subways are always a lot smaller buildings. You know, they don't need a big seating area like McDonald's does. So I'm using the quartz for the white. And I'm using that for like the way bit. Green behind it. Hang on, let me just look for a Subway picture. I'll find 2 seconds. Okay, I think this is actually something that we could potentially do here. It's a bit weird to do it sort of in the middle of an episode like this, but I'm gonna drop. Yeah, hold on. Let's wipe the slate. I reckon we can do it in that sort of little style there and put a subway in here. We might be able to get the rest of the buildings done today, but I think it's a cool thing to try and put in. So I'm going to drop this back again by another block, right? Have that up there. I want to have that I want to keep it roughly at the same height though. And I'm going to change the window design up as well. I'm going to have that like that. Then I'm going to bring it out by a block. That's where the door is. Still keeping it relatively small though. Okay. Something like that. Man, it need that. How am I going to get it in? I want it to look really smart yellow. They have yellow as like their main colour. On the tops of the windows there. Glass. This might not work. We might remove this at the end, or we might just take the subway design off and just have it as a building, as a shop. I'm thinking about something like this. Something like this. Speed build. Snow. For a nice clean white. Like that. Oops. Oh, I can turn my volume back up from last episode as well. I think it was about there, wasn't it? That sounds better. It sounds more like what it should be. Okay. And then, see, this is where we need subway to be written in the middle, but we don't. We just don't have enough room. You need sort of the middle portion to be bigger. What if we made that into one block? Oh, I want this to work so bad. I think it could look amazing. We'll leave the little yellow bits above it. Put a couple of little windows in there. So I've just made this middle section longer. Keep the white in there. Because I like the sort of design that we've got. And then have that like that. The green behind it. Whoops, I fell. I need to get a yellow slab because like we needed it for the subway underground, and now I need it for the subway side. So there's definitely a calling for it. So I don't quite have a huge amount of room. We're gonna have to do it like something like that. It does work though. It still works. And then I need to get my wand back. And just get a little depth on the building here. Set brick. Set brick. Set brick. Now the back of it doesn't need to have like the quartz and stuff on it because nobody's going to see the back. Only the homeless see the back, or people traveling down here like that. We'll put, when we do the alleyway, we'll have an alleyway episode. We'll put the doors on and ladders and stuff like that on the back here and sort of dress up the building a little bit more. Okay. And then we want to have, I'll probably use white slabs on that one and this one. Slab. I've never built a restaurant so fast in my life. Down here. Went through a few different design phases, but I think we've got, oops, something that works. Even if it doesn't look like a subway, it's going to look like an interesting building down here. And that's sort of the main goal, is just to make buildings look interesting. If it ends up looking like a subway, then great. Even better. I think that looks really cool, like the little balconettes on the top there. I'm going to do you should really do a green sort of roof. They have like this sort of curving Even if I just done it like that. I'm just looking at different images of subways. Do it like that and like that. Add a couple to the backs here. Oops. And that one. Yeah, and then we can do the two in the middle. Yeah, that'll work out. That should work out looking somewhat okay. And then brick. Brick. And then have these back down here. Okay. How does that look? Actually, pretty good. You guys might not see it as a subway, and that's fair enough. You might think that's a terrible subway. But it does look like a shop, and it blends into the others. Because we're using the same sign design all the way down here, basically no matter what shape we do, it will look correct. It'll look like the rest of them. This is cool. I love this design. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Next episode, we'll probably be back down here, in fact, finishing off these row of shops and doing a load of different designs on the buildings themselves and trying to make so many of them, but all a little bit different without making them too colourful. Like, I don't want another rainbow row of shops. We want to use sort of natural building block colours. Clay's perfect for that. But yeah, I think that looks really cool. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode.